Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of Finn React. Today we're doing another tier list, and this tier list, with the completion that I did of Mortal Kombat 1, it's time to really go over the history of Mortal Kombat games that were created. Now, it's only fair that we do it on a system of tiers. You got the completion great of flawless. You got a great game, you got a good game, you got a could have been better game, and then you got the bad. Now, I'm trying to think a lot of these games are not going to be that bad, maybe like one or two. But, you know, this is basically, once again, my opinion on how these things work. If you guys have an opinion about what game should be in consider, what category, comment below. You know, let's have a debate. For me, this is once again my opinion. So, I'm not going based on your influence. I'm going on my influence. Anyway, let's begin with the original Mortal Kombat. Now, this is the start where Mortal Kombat began. Back when the Super Nintendo and Genesis were competing and clashing, Mortal Kombat was brought to the front. And I will be honest, the original Mortal Kombat game was good. Of course, there was some minor flaws. I mean, once again, the Nintendo did not have the blood. You had to actually put the code in the Genesis version. Fatalities for the start of the things, they were good. They were actually good for a start. So, to be fair, I will put the game where we all started on great. Now, once again, it ain't flawless because the game would have been, everyone would have had it. Mortal Kombat 2 to me was my start of Mortal Kombat. Now, I had this game for the Sega Genesis, and this game was good. I loved every single bit of it. Introduced stage fatalities, introduced Shao Kahn. It was everything about it. I loved this game. Would I put it as a flawless game? In my opinion, yes. But once again, it was a great game. I don't think anything bad about it. Mortal Kombat 3 was another game. This was the early game I had for the Super Nintendo. And I still have it. And obviously, I think the game, introduced more characters, introduced a whole different subplot of different fatalities. Once again, had the same basis of stage fatalities. The tower, the Shao Kahn fight. Do I really consider it a flaw? To me, I would have to say it is a great game. But I think Mortal Kombat Ultimate 3 is what made it so flawless. And I will put Ultimate 3. Now, Ultimate 3 introduced more characters. Introduced Noob Saibot. It introduced Kitana, Jade, Melina, and this game was just the pinnacle of just having characters and just made it oh so great to have. Now, once again, I had this game for Sega, so once again, the music was shit for Sega, but great for Nintendo, so obviously, we have to put it as a flawless. Now, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, now here's the thing, I never had it for the PlayStation, and I bought it a long time back. I mean, it had its flaws. It actually was the only one to me, I think, had the transformation from the classics to the current, like Kanos and Raidens and all that stuff. But this was the start of adding a lot of characters to the system and then having its own kind of style. I think, to me, Trilogy, because I had it for the N64, I liked it. You know what? I will have to say, it is a flawless game. I think, to me, it was one of my favorites growing up for the N64 because it changed, for me, changed the Mortal Kombat game. And then it brought to it mythological Sub-Zero. Oh god, this game. I rented this game once. Now, here's the thing. There are a couple games that I will have to say I never played, but I will explain them when it actually comes along. Mythological Sub-Zero, I did actually rent it at Blockbuster. For those who understand what Blockbuster is, I'm glad you guys support my time of growing up. Otherwise, you guys have no idea what I'm talking about. This game was bad in many ways, but it wasn't terrible like I wanted to return it 2 days later or a day later. It was I think it could have been different. There had been so much stuff, and this was basically a Sub-Zero side story, and I think to me it was a game that could have been produced way different, that could have been good. But right now, yeah. Mortal Kombat 4. Now, I'm surprised they didn't put gold. If you had to put gold and 4 into one category, the commercials I remember for this thing was so good. And I rented this once at Blockbuster, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every bit of Mortal Kombat 4. But this was also a game that people saw that this was a controversy over, like, the demographic and violence. But I remember when I used to go to the arcade by the indoor soccer place, I remember the arcade system and the giant Quan Chi on the side. That scared the shit out of me. But this game was good. And to be fair, I think because they got rid of a lot of main characters, they replaced with some new characters that no one ever heard of until now. But I will have to say this game was good. Alright, Special Forces, Mortal Kombat Jack Special Forces. This is what I was talking about. I never had this game. I don't think I ever heard any of my friends actually ever renting this game, or people were actually talking about this game. And to be honest, what I've heard mixed emotions. Once again, it's kind of like the Mythological Sub-Zero. It could have been better, but it introduced things like Tremor, which we all know from Mortal Kombat X. And Mortal Kombat 1 now, I forgot about that. It could have been better. I think category people will likely put it as a bad game. But for me, not being able to play it, I can't consider it a bad game until I ever own it and play it. So, I'll be lenient for now until I ever find this game. If this game was ever cheap on Amazon or video game websites. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, I actually had for PlayStation 2. I enjoyed this game. It was actually kind of cool because it was a whole different... They actually introduced like a storyline to this. They introduced like the relationship between Quan Chi, Shang Tsung. They killed Liu Kang for goddamn sake. It was like, okay, Sub-Zero's... They killed Liu Kang. Now it's time for us to do this. Which introduced a lot of things from 3 variations of fighting. You got the Cret mode, where you actually had to win coins to unlock things instead of just, what they didn't do back then. So this was kind of frustrating. I think to me it was a good game. I don't think anything bad or great about it. But I kind of put it in the middle because I felt like there could have been a little bit more differently, but it was just a kind of like the system where it just threw a lot off. Mortal Kombat Deception. Now, I only played this once off of a demo, and it did they did bring back a couple things I did like. They brought back the stage fatalities. They brought back Onaga, which I think to me was a great boss. I think he wasn't terrible, but he wasn't that bad. It changed the fact that Raiden, Quan Chi, and Shang Tsung worked together to defeat him. But then they did things that were kind of weird, like Mortal Kombat Bejeweled or Mortal Kombat Chess. Obviously, I don't think, when I think Mortal Kombat, I think chess. But, you know what? It was good. I don't think anything bad. I don't think anything great. I think it could have been differently. Shaolin Monk. Now, this was the whole point where, once again, is in the category of Sub-Zero and Special Forces. Here we are, where you're not fighting people, you're not doing tower stuff. This is just a complete story mode where you play Liu Kang, Kung Lao, and also you unlock Sub-Zero and Scorpion. And you're basically doing a story mode where you're defeating Shang Tsung and his cronies. Now, once again, it was great the fact that, they changed the game up. This is not our normal Mortal Kombat. It did better than what Sub-Zero and Special Forces did. So, I think to me it was a great game. I don't think anything bad against it. And then we introduce ourselves to Mortal Kombat Armageddon. You know what's so exciting? Why don't we throw up on the character selection screen and throw every single character that appeared in Mortal Kombat, battling it out to see who the best of the best. The story mode was actually the only thing that saved it. The character creation mode was terrible. Fatalities, there wasn't even a fatality. You had to do moves to create your own fatality. I mean, they brought the stage fatalities, that was fine and all. They weren't terrible, but overall the game was bad. Please, people, comment below that Armageddon, good or bad. I think it's terrible. Okay, I might get a little bit of heat with this one. Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. Now, obviously, when the first time we heard it, we thought, holy poop. I am going to be able to do fatalities with Scorpion onto Superman or onto Batman. Batman's gonna kill somebody. We didn't get that. No, we got heroic brutalities. You know what I feel about heroic brutalities? If you don't kill the person, you just hurt them. Hey, they still can walk, but no. At least on the Mortal Kombat side, you had fatalities, kind of. Some of them, debatable. Both story modes, I think, to me, were very good. I liked it. I think the concept was bad. I think the characters they chose for the game were pretty good for its choices. Overall, I know I'm going to get some heat for this, but that's okay. You guys don't have to pull the Scorpion and do the spear right to my trachea. I think it was good. Because then it introduced us to Injustice, and Injustice was good. I'm still waiting for Injustice 3, by the way. Ed Boon, get on it. Anyway, now we're going into things that are starting to get a little bit better about Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 9. Now, this changed the entire thing. Now, they decided to go back into its old ways of not using that many characters, which is good. The fatalities in this game were fantastic, especially new Cybot, because every guy cringed of watching it. The story mode, to me, made the game great in a way. Because in a way, it was like, we have the Shang Tsung story, Shao Kahn story, shit hits the fan story. And it just dwelled into what we see today with Mortal Kombat 1. And to me, it introduced us to DLCs that, to me, I think worked well. Scarlet, Rain, Kenshi, Freddy Krueger, people. If you don't think Mortal Kombat and it was about time they were going to not throw Freddy Krueger in early, he was going to be in it either X or 11. Mark my word, the DLC so far was a great add-on to the Mortal Kombats, which introduced us to Mortal Kombat X. Now, I will admit, when you take the current 3 games that came out, Mortal Kombat 1, 11, and X wasn't that strong of a storyline compared to 11 and 1. But overall, they once again killed it with the DLCs. They introduced its new characters, new generations, and I think to me, using the stage fatalities, using things like the choosing your group that you want to be part of, it was good. And to me, I would have to say, once again, it's another flawless game to me. Which now... What the fuck is this? Oh, is this the Apple game, I think? I played the Apple game for a while. I liked it. It was good. So, I won't understand this, guys. And now, here's the thing. If you played the Injustice game, this is just like Injustice, but Mortal Kombat. Tapping your screen until you crack the screen. Overall, I think it was a good app. I think I had it for a while, and then I stopped playing it, because then my phone started draining battery like no tomorrow, but I liked it. I wonder what it looks like now, but I've not played it in a long time. But anyway, brings us to Mortal Kombat 11. Now, Mortal Kombat 11, once again, DLC selections. I couldn't disagree with any of them because they were all perfect for the game. Spawn, Terminator, RoboCop, the Joker, Melina, Rain. Oh, you threw Mortal Kombat at me, and I enjoyed it. The story mode was great. I will admit, it was a great story mode. I mean, was there anything I would say different about this game? No. Now, Mortal Kombat 1, I just completed. Overall, I think to me, a flawless game. Now, I don't know much about what's going to be coming up soon for Mortal Kombat. I'm seeing what a lot of DLCs they're doing. There's still more to say about this game and possible another story mode. So I'm just going to keep myself in the loop. But overall, I thought it was good. And now we got... Wait, one more. Onslaught. I never played Onslaught yet. I don't know much about it. I can't say anything about it, so we'll keep it as a meh until I actually decide to play it. But I'm going to wait till I actually get myself an iPad to play it, because playing on my phone sometimes lately has been terrible playing these games, so we'll see. But otherwise, would I change anything off this list? Nope. Armageddon's still staying bad. Throw that to the spike pit. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any disagreements or agreements to this list, let me know in the comments below. Let's start a Mortal Kombat debate going on, guys. And if you guys have anything you want to see more with Mortal Kombat, let me know in the comments below. Check out the tier list of playlists so far that maybe I decided to make on this thing if I decide to do some work. And check out the links where you can find me. If you have any other tier list suggestions, let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. This is Michael, signing out.